3 months later, Montreal, Ottawa, Boston.
Now they're playing against each other, but now that guy's just playing and winning, and you didn't win. But you're happy for him, but you
Now we're
didn't get the
doing a
cup.
commercial, but I wanted you in the commercial. Mom, wear your Adidas shoes.
Reebok.
Reebok.
I'm like clocking the brands. Like, oh, Rolex got in here early. Okay.
Hi, I'm Cade.
And I'm Kit.
And we're real people.
Doing real quick, real rapid, real bandwagon reviews.
Yes. Yeah. So, as everyone's aware, we have finished season 3 and we have a bit of time before we do the best of 2025 in season 4. And of course, we had to jump on the bandwagon. And we are doing a quick little 3-episode series on Heated Rivalry.
We had to.
So we are watching 2 episodes and then talking to you guys about it and see what you think.
Have you seen it?
As we go along.
How are you watching it? Because where are we watching it? Crave. Yeah. I heard it already has a second season, which I think was from Netflix, right?
Yeah. True.
Which, like, way to go to the writer. Okay.
Very good. Yeah.
Let's tell a hockey story. Okay. Do you want to do episode 1, episode 2, Heated Rivalry? What are we looking at?
So obviously we're coming into this. I haven't read any reviews, haven't read the book. I've stayed.
There's a book?
Yeah, there's a book.
I didn't know.
I've stayed away from it. But clearly it is made mainstream media. They're everywhere now. So
yes, looking amazing on red carpets, like wearing really good designers.
Well, they're doing fashion shows now too.
As they should.
Yeah. Here we are. So we watched episode 1 and 2. We just finished. And I'd have to say interesting. I don't know if I'm sold yet.
Well, episode 1 is obviously like here's 2 hockey players. They kind of show a third as well that are going through the process of being the next kind of rookie of the year, up and comers, first and second draft picks for hockey. And we're noticing that they're riffing a little, and it's kind of friendly, like normal sports,
competitive,
sport, kind of whatever in the beginning. I don't know if I would read that much into it until they find themselves in a same hotel room in a same gym, and where all of their kind of like little riff back and forth conversations have put them kind of in this room together, and they're cycling, and the folly is just like breath and cycle and competition, and they're sitting across from each other in this very small little hotel gym, and one of the players starts like a little flirt, like a little wink, like a little small flirt that you're like, okay. What I loved about this scene, I think I was saying to you that so often in feature films, when they're showing like somebody being attracted to somebody else, they'll use the perspective of that other player. So for instance, like the leading lady, the man will notice like the way that she pushes her hair up away from her neck or her collarbone. Like it'll be like a little muse kind of like wink. And they do that with this, where the players are kind of looking at different things on each other, like the throat, the lip, the like these little, like the hand. And you're like, oh, it's a little steamy, but they're just kind of looking at each other, not saying anything. And that's kind of where that you're like, maybe there's some layer to some attraction there. Yeah. What were your thoughts on kind of the first
little bit? Well, I think that they did a good job of building. I mean, because we're like 3 weeks later, month later, 4 months later, like
a hockey season,
like to get through that so fast and kind of build that like rivalry between the 2 up and comers. I think they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I was surprised that like, because they do a little backstory. It's a Russian and a Canadian player. And so they do talk about the ethnicity, and from the Canadian perspective, not only is he Canadian playing hockey, but he's Asian, and so there's a big conversation about the mom making sure that there's branding deals and that he's being seen as like, he's a minority and not a lot of people get to see him there. So the brands are wanting to attach to him because then they look good. And so there's this added layer and pressure. Not only does he have to play well, but he also has to be a role model, be kind of perfect in front of the camera. And then for the Russian side, you can see that there is a lot of like pressure from the father figure. And there is a brother who's just constantly needing money from him. And there's something at play there where he feels obligated to like help. And I don't know. I've never been to Russia, so I don't know if that's just. I don't know if that's like
family dynamic.
Yeah, like something that's like Russians would see that and be like, oh yeah, like you know what I mean. But I'm learning, and so and then we see that the fathers on the Russian sides kind of mental health is degrading, so potential early onset
something
dementia,
there,
things like that.
Mentions it a few times.
Yeah, there's a concern about. Yeah. So it's good to see some backstory because as this kind of plays into the next episode of the flirt kind of escalating, is that it is kind of a long drawn out situationship.
Yes.
Right. And so it's showing some of the sides of like, like attraction and maybe first times for the Canadian player with another man and it being quite organic and it being a little bit vulnerable. And he has to worry about his persona, not just because of how he feels about being a player, but also because of the branding deals that are attached to him and that are.
Well, you can kind of tell that he's been regimented his whole life because he like folds up his clothes and he makes the bed and they make sure to make like that's a part of the show, which those little details that add to that personality.
Yeah. They did a great job at like character development because you do kind of believe.
And quite fast too. Like the first episode, you definitely need to sit and watch and not do anything else because you would get lost pretty fast
on the nuances, I think. Yeah,
just because it's jumping basically through a whole season.
Summer, spring, winter, then they're training for this and then they win and da-da-da. We're like, okay.
And then I guess they realize that they are attracted to each other with the shower scene that's kind of later in that first episode.
And then they go to a hotel room. They have a experience, the first little experience. They're kind of agreeing, like, listen, I understand that you need to be quiet and that I need to be quiet. We share the same secret, like, And the Canadian one's like, this is my first time. The other one's like, I can tell. I can kind of tell.
Yeah.
But that I have you. Don't stress about that. And then in the second episode, we're watching that escalate.
They swap numbers.
Start a little texting flirt. They're watching each other's season.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing. Kind of go through a whole kind of season.
Yeah. So Olympics were in play there.
Back and forth, couple of months, a few texts here and there.
Have you ever been in a situationship like that? Where it was like months of just like a occasional text flirt?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
You?
I'd say so. Yeah, there was. I had a flirt with he might still be actually. I don't know. A Formula One driver, and so he had to travel so much, and so we would have like a little couple weeks together if I was traveling and he were traveling with a line, and we'd stay in touch in case we were like close, but otherwise, no. I was like 20, and or 21, something like that.
I would say the same for me. Like it was like a out in the ether, back and forth.
Yeah, wasn't as vulnerable as they're depicting here. No first, I think, on either side, but very like little like touching base with each other, where you do feel connected because there's enough messaging and enough meetups. Yeah.
I think if we did stop here, I probably wouldn't watch anymore.
Really? Like you'd be like, okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, okay.
I'm like, all right, well.
He's not very nice to the Canadian boy.
I mean, also how long are the episodes? 45 minutes or so?
50, I think, yeah.
So 2 hours. Yeah, that's about my top out.
I mean, but then when they try to layer the Russian character more, so they're like, look, he loses at the Olympics. He gets completely withdrawn. He avoids the Canadian boy and vulnerability. He puts his head down. His dad's declining more. It's like a thing. We noticed that the dad is like a colonel and is known for his leadership and is this and is that, and that the minister knows him, and that all these people, all these very important people know him, and he knows all of their kids, and they all grow up together. And so you're like, okay, layering, why is he kind of like a prick?
And then he also pushed away his first kind of lover that looped back around.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, no. Like, we're not kids anymore. Like, you can go. Like, bye. And so you're like, okay, concentrates. He wins the cup, and then they're doing a like bit on TV where it's like these two like rookies of the year pretending to be friends on the stage, and
which they just did that at the Golden Globes. So
I know.
Look at that.
Cute. Yeah, and then they are like getting back, and there's like a bid for each other's affection and conversation, and so they go through this like scene that's kind of like dominant submissive discussion scene.
Yes.
And which you're like, oh, because you've layered the characters, you're like, I understand, and like where they're coming from, what he's struggling with, but the Canadian character doesn't know, so he's just looking at like, oh, did I just? Yeah. That's kind of yucky. Like, we just had this like experience, and the experience before this was my first time, and you know, because he had a first time oral, second time intercourse. It's actually a really lovely, tender, gentle scene that talks a lot about safe, consensual sex, and also double checking on as someone's first experience, which I thought was actually really tastefully done, like really incredibly done, and not easy.
You did make notes of that.
I'm like, look at this. Oh, whatever. Because if people are thinking about their first time and this was their movie, right? Like, think of the LGBTQ films that maybe you knew growing up that were like something that somebody would put. Like, I remember when I was growing up, like everyone was like reading The Bell Jar, and it was like the first kind of like conversation around like being a lesbian. So it'd be like this pop culture reference. So this had the potential to be a pop culture reference, and for, you know, potentially a new young gay couple to use it as a reference point to see like checking in and consensual. I thought it was really, you know, kind of, because the writer didn't know that this was going to blow up and be this incredible thing, but how great. Anyways, I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
And so then
a lot deeper than I thought it was, but
then it gets a little cold. You're really saying that this Russian character is like either going through it and doesn't know how to talk out his emotions, which we have seen.
Well, I think really that they're both trying to figure out the emotions attached to what's going on.
Do you feel like the Canadian character is like, he's like bidding for the conversation? He's like, so how do you like meow, 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 meow? Like, do you want to maybe not go back like to Russia? You can maybe stay around here. Like, are you?
Yeah, bidding? Definitely at that end for sure. As well as I still feel like it's very transactional. Like it's like a quick hello, goodbye.
Vulnerability. No more vulnerability. Yeah. That was enough.
Yeah.
Because we're not supposed to do this.
Putting my clothes on and leaving.
Yeah.
Didn't happen kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if I've ever done a situationship before, so I've never seen like that emotional roller coaster where you're like in this tender moment and then it's like get dressed.
Yeah.
Scenario. So for those of you who are in situationships, what's up with that? That's weird. That's like messes with you. What?
I don't necessarily know if it's weird.
You don't think it's weird?
Well, I mean, like, they happen all the time. Why would that be weird? Why are you yucking someone's yum?
I'm not yucking I'm like, you want to get up and leave when you're finished on your way. But I'm thinking like, why is it like kind of circling back to like, is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it what's proper? What should we do?
Well, I feel like the at least in this storyline, I think they both have a lot of things riding on their careers. Because it does make a point to show that, like, they've gained some wealth. They're in kind of nicer kind of apartments and they're making deals and winning things and improving. So, like, I feel like they're tiptoeing still, trying to figure out what it is between them, and it's very much a secret for sure.
Yeah, they're very tiptoey.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm too intense for a tiptoe.
I mean, the Russian guy was very direct in the beginning, so
You're not wrong.
Yeah, very just hey.
This is how this is gonna be, but you're gonna be okay. And
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say thus far I'm not. I've been told that
Mm-hmm.
future episodes are better, and then I may cry, but episode 1 and 2, a
No.
generous 3.
Oh, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
Midway. It's tricky
I'm
for
hopeful.
we're hopeful.
I'm like, with all this buzz and a second season already in it, it
Mm.
has to get better. I mean, like, they're building it. The characters are complex.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like it was terrible.
Mm-hmm. What's hollowing it out for you that you're like,
I think it's because they have to do so much backstory, like, to build that, like, rivalry of, like, the hockey season, and, like, building it so you know that it's happened over a few years,
mm-hmm.
kind of thing. But I think that also, I mean, it makes sense for the story because obviously they're not seeing each other all the time, so the story is kind of like that. So there's not a lot to tell.
Mm.
But for me, I'm like, God, this is hard to keep up with the 3 months later, Montreal, Ottawa, Boston.
Now they're playing against each other, but now that guy's just playing and winning, and you didn't win, but you're happy for him, but
Now
you didn't
we're
get the
doing a
cup.
commercial, but I wanted you in the commercial. Mom, wear your Adidas shoes.
Mm-hmm. Reebok. I'm like clocking the brands. Like, oh, Rolex got in here early. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Rolex. Yeah, and I did say like the parenting acting reminded me of like commercial actors or theater actors. I feel like they're really kind of,
I mean, they don't have very many lines, so maybe they were just,
they're like, we're really gonna sell these lines. Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe the director had parents like that, and they were like, that's
how
we're gonna put that in there.
Is there any part of the like flirt and like the escalation that you're like, that's believable?
I would say kind of at like this, like at the end of episode 2, when they're feeling, you can like, believable in terms of them feeling an emotion and they don't know what to do with it. Like both of them in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how it ends in episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that's pretty believable.
Yeah.
In terms of like
the initial attraction, do you think? And like that escalation, do you think that was?
Yes,
long pause, everybody.
I mean, also too, I felt like I was reading it because they were texting back and forth, so I was reading the screen with the text.
And you don't like that.
I didn't not like that, but I'm like, that's kind of the flirt back and forth. So I'm like, yeah, that's believable, kind of flirting over text.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, you're making a show about texting.
Right.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, you feel like maybe the degree of vulnerability to like the degree of communication seeing each other isn't aligned in the beginning.
I mean, like, it is ramping up.
Yeah.
Towards the end, like,
oof, they gotta step it up to keep Cade on board.
There's more. I mean, I didn't fall asleep, but I made popcorn.
You did. You're like, I need some snacks.
I need a snack.
Oh man.
Yeah. What did you rate it? I rated it a 3. Hopeful 3.
Yeah, if it was episode 1, I think pilot, like, ooh, it's a little. I remember I was like, oh, that's hard. A clever way to save money. They did this. Like, I was like, they shot from above, and so the teammates instead of the crowd. That would save on background actors. Like, good job, guys. Like, I was kind of looking for what they did well. And then I felt like in the second one, I was like, yeah, this is like, I felt like, at least from the Canadian actor, feeling like I had my first time with someone. I think anybody gets attached to their first time with somebody in any experience, like, you know, and he was like kind of struggling through watching him like progress and win after being pushed away, and was emoting that in a way that I was like, I feel for him a little, like he's wanting to be happy for this complicated person that he had this experience with. And he's looking for the good, but he's not seeing it, and he's feeling vulnerable and frustrated, and that would make me watch one more for sure. So maybe 3 out of 5 as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that it definitely, now thinking it through from a technical standpoint, they do kind of layer this kind of like cat and mouse, telling more story from one side than the other, and then kind of flopping back and forth to kind of keep you.
And they brought in more players. Like they brought in more details about the Russian girl and that she knew the family, and then brought in like he has a best friend buddy and his wife that are part of the team, and do you know what I mean? Like on the Canadian side, so you're like, oh, okay, new players, like other actors that are not players like in hockey, but like other players coming into the storyline that you're like, oh, I'm interested to see.
Layering in other kind of characters in that storyline. That's true. They are doing. We're building. I feel like it's a slow burn.
Slow burn. Okay, first couple episodes. Just hold on, because it's necessary, I'm sure, for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Kit.
And I'm Cade.
And we will be back with the next 2 as a part of this mini series with Heated Rivalry.
All right. Bye, guys.